Dear students, welcome to the course of Essence of Indian Traditional Knowledge. Today's topic is a part of Unit 2, that is Vedas as basis for modern science. So in our previous topic, we have completed Upangas, where they forms the substantial support to the Vedangas. Right? In the present topic, we deal with Vedas as basis of modern science as a part of Unit 2. Going into the details, after completion of this topic, you will be able to summarize different branches found in Vedas, and you will be able to outline unification of modern and ancient science. And you will be able to compare modern science and Indian ancient science. You will be able to explain Indian pre and post independence contributions to science. Coming to the introduction towards Indian knowledge system. So first thing is human civilization, which is very important. So advancements in science and technology is for the sake of the development of human civilization only. So in this aspect, India has been contributing to science and technology since ancient times. So even today, traditional knowledge is based on scientific reasoning. The history of scientific discoveries and development in India dates back to Vedic era. So where we know the famous mathematician of India, that is Aryabhatta, who invented a zero, is from the Vedic era only. Without a zero, there is no mathematics in the present day world. So it is believed that ancient Indian scholars have developed geometric theorems before Pythagoras has made them popular. So where we know the concepts of squares, rectangles, circles, triangles, fractions, and even the ability to express a number 10 to the its 12th power, its algebraic formulae and astronomy are from Vedic literature. Where few details in Vedic literature forming the Indian knowledge system are from Harappan civilization, where the decimal system has been evolved from, and from Rig Veda we have the concepts of astronomy and metaphysics, whereas India's Indus Valley civilization was the world's first built planned towns with underground drainage, civil sanitation, hydraulic engineering, and air cooling architecture, which the present day most of the towns are not having this planning. And coming to water management, developing water management techniques even before the Harappan time, we have wells, ponds, lakes, dams, and canals. They were constructed, they were not natural, they were constructed with advanced technologies throughout the history of Indian civilization. So, few of the examples based on Indian knowledge system you can see iron and steel. Ancient India was pioneer in developing the technology of producing rust-free iron. So, whatever such technology is used by contemporary Europe for making swords. And see in the picture you can see this is the famous iron pillar of Delhi, which is a testimony to that technology which is almost rust free even today. Even today, this iron pillar of Delhi is rust free, and we have very the best farming techniques and fertilizers like soil testing techniques are there in the Indian knowledge system, crop rotation methods, irrigation plans, application of eco-friendly pesticides and fertilizers, storage methods of crops, etc. Coming to the field of physics, the concept of atom can be traced to the Vedic times where we call it as Paramanu, that is beyond the atom. which was considered to be the smallest particle. We say in modern science, atom is the smallest particle, but Paramanu, which is beyond atom, is considered as the smallest particle, which cannot be divided further. So, which now in the present day we say nuclear energy is produced today, splitting the same. And as far as medicine and surgery is considered, this we have already discussed. Charaka and Susruta, they have written two books, Charaka Samhita and Susruta Samhita, which have made invaluable contribution to Ayurveda. So these are few ancient Indian contributions to physics, where Indian origin and Western origin, when they have happened, you can see the clear comparison picture here, starting from velocity of light to gravitation. Velocity of light in Indian origin has happened, which has been quoted in Rig Veda at Sayana Bhasya 1400 AD, whereas Western origin this has been invented in 19th century. Whereas the concept of gravitation was proposed in a Prashnopanishad in 6000 BC, but this has been invented by Isaac Newton in 15th century. So like that, so many Indian contributions to physics are compared here with the Western origin. So as far as Indian contributions to science are considered, they can be bifurcated into pre-independence contributions and post-independence contributions, which are summarized as waste management, iron and steel, farming technique and fertilizers, physics, medicine and surgery, shipping and shipbuilding. Coming to post independence, they are summarized as atomic energy, space, electronics and information technology, ocean energy, biotechnology, and this is CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, which are our latest post independence contributions. Coming to what is the basis of Vedas for modern science? Science actually is referred to as a secular discipline. What is this secular in terms of science? This means that it does not depend upon any particular nation, race, color of the people, geography, religion, social customs, ways of living, language, and era. Whereas the scientific exploration may be expressed in different language, different terminology, different systems of measurement, but internally the laws pertaining to a given aspect of nature have to be equivalent. Whatever may be the language you use, whatever may be the system of measurement used, whatever may be the terminology used, the basic aspects of the nature should be equivalent. So now one cannot classify Western science or Indian science and modern science or ancient science. The distinction of modern science and Indian ancient science is appropriate, where that is between two groups of humanity in exploring nature, where they expressed in different ways. Modern experimental science and Vedic science are very diverse, but yet mutually there are few complementary approaches underlying the reality. One is through empirical method, that is experimental science is through empirical method, whereas Vedic science is exploration of state of consciousness. Different roots of modern science and ancient science here. Fundamental difference here we have between modern science for the exploration of nature and that adopted in India. So these roots have evolved to different climatic conditions because of two climatic conditions in West and in India. Western science see here, environmental temperature is very different from human body temperature, which makes the living conditions very difficult, and they need plenty of food, strong house, many layers of clothing and warming materials. They study science in terms of space light matter, which is known as horizontal route. Modern science starts from geometry from the time of Pythagoras to Euclid. Study of light by Newton, Huygens and others. Then studied atomic theory. So this is what all horizontal route we call it as. But whereas Indian ancient science, we refer to environment temperature is very close to human body temperature, that makes the living conditions very comfortable and makes easy survival, life happier, longer and longer times. And this we study the nature in a vertical root, that is time, sound and mind, evolved the art of achieving harmony in one's life. We have our vocal and instrumental music systems developed, and we have conducted research on sound or phonetics and on sound patterns, and we have very important thing, that is study of mind through yoga. However, we have these major differences in western and Indian sciences, but we should not forget any branch of knowledge is built upon smaller number of basic principles. So, in an article of Scientific Faith, Einstein has quoted that without the belief in the inner harmony of our world, there could be no science. This belief is and always will remain the fundamental motive for all scientific creation. So, that is what we say, path of unification of two sciences can be found through fundamental principles only. Disciplines of ancient Indian knowledge system are classified into two types, injective sciences and mundane sciences, which are based on expansion of data, compression of data, and encryption of data. Injective sciences referring to Vedas, they regulate the human behavioral traits, whereas mundane sciences deal with nature, scope, and purpose of natural and physical world for comfortable living of mankind. Disciplines to the modern world, the lineage of seers of India starts from Veda Samhitas to Kosa Granthas. So these are all major texts from to Itihasas, 18 Puranas, 64 fine arts. Everything gives the lineage of seers of India to the modern world, where they deal with these huge volumes, deal with almost everything in the world, starting from astronomy, botany, mathematics, metallurgy, hydrology, medicine, physiological phonetics, articulatory phonetics, and various sciences. So all these knowledge sections can assure the modern world lead a pollution free long life for 100 and plus years. So there are few lecture level questions framed based on this topic. You can have a practice over these questions. That's all for this topic. Thank you. Happy learning.